First of two mud bogs and a little water, muddy water. Unfortunately, we gotta go right through it. Oh, this stuff stinks. Well, it's race morning. Originally I was getting up at 4:30 to start eating. Ended up not camping at the race site last night. I had gone and yesterday noontime set up my tent in camp area, then went out for a 6-mile walk on the course, came back, pulled off about 20 or 30 ticks off my legs and said, hell no, I ain't staying out there. About 20 miles from the race start was an Econo Lodge hotel, so decided to drive up here, stayed here last night. I'll stay here tonight too after the race. Gonna be starting to eat. Usually I want to finish eating 3 hours before race starts, so I've got 3 different type of bars plus a big glass of cold water with Element electrolyte to top my electrolyte levels off. Then on the way to the race, I'll leave here about 4:30, and on the way there I'll drink my Perform Extreme pre-race drink and get my race gear all set up for race start. 6 o'clock I can get my bib number and t-shirt and whatever else and be ready to go for 7 o'clock. Hell Hole 100, here we come. Peace.
Continue on South Carolina 41 South for 3/4 of a mile. Take the next right onto Jericho Horse Trail, then you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived.
One of the biggest mistakes beginner ultra runners make is not tying their shoes properly. On their laces, they have them twisted, which eventually, further on in the race, that twist will end up hitting the nerve endings on the top bridge of the foot, which ends up going to make your foot numb and possibly lead to injury. So you got to take your time and tie your shoes right. The course today is going to be very sandy and dirty and loose dirt, gravel. So trying out these gaiters for the first time from REI. Haven't actually used gaiters in quite a while, and spraying lots of Deep Woods bug repellent to see if that works. Not sure it will, but we'll check. All right. Here we are, Hell Hole 100K. It is the 3rd of June, 2023, and getting ready to hit the ultra race schedule for the year big time. It's gonna get up to about 89 degrees now today. Forecast changed quite a bit yesterday. The rain is no longer forecast. I'd rather have the rain than the heat. I'm all decked out, starting out with the New Balance Fresh Foam X More V3s. Got about 100 people all together from all the distances. Going to be fun. Let's do it.
First off, I want to thank the sponsors, Heart Strength Endurance, Restoration 1 Endurance Nutrition. Thanks for coming out here to the 10th annual Hell Hole 100. It's more like the mild, friendlier version of what is normally Hell Hole. Pretty much unheard of for it to be in the 60s at the start and topping out in the 80s. Usually there's gummy bears melting at the aid stations and lots of people crying. But thank you for coming out for this race. I definitely appreciate it. On the course, it is well marked with orange flagging tape at some of the trickier spots and white signs with directional arrows. If you don't see any of these combinations or one or the other, do not turn. Please don't turn. There's a lot of woods out here and you will be lost for days. There's a lot of wild animals out here. Some guys ran into a bobcat last night, made them run like really fast, so we had a great lap time. So that's the plus of that. There are snakes out here, good ones and bad ones. I'll tell you that the last 3 miles of the course is probably shin deep water. at low tide. This is a tidal force, so at high tide it gets a little deeper, up to maybe your waist. No, probably like knee, but it does get deep. Go down the middle of the water, or down the center of the trail, because what's on the side is all the snakes that don't like to get wet, which is your copperheads and other things, other bitey snakes.
No.
So you're going to get wet, plow through the center of the trail, and you'll be fine. The aid stations are going to be set up at about 7 miles, and then at about 5 miles, the first aid station you come to, that is Irishtown Road. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Good luck, everyone.
Here we go!
There'll be a bit of a conga line heading out there for a little while.
Whole
but it'll be all right.
100K!
If you're moving, pay attention to where you're going.
I did this the first year we had it, and half of the course, the other side of the road, was knee-deep water.
What?
For like 3-4 miles at a stretch. Yeah, true story. But it had rained a lot the previous week. All right, here we go. Filming this first section here, and then first lap every 5 miles I'll record. Get a little bit more later in the race. Getting the pace down. First lap strategy is get the pacing down, hydrate, and don't kill the leg. Here we go. 5 miles down, right on target, hour 10 minutes. I've been hydrating 5 ounces of Perform Sustain with electrolyte from Element every 15 minutes. Got my first bottle down in an hour. Had strawberry applesauce. Next half hour I'll put down a UCAN gel. 7 miles should be first aid station, so feeling good. Everything going well. Hey, 10 miles. We're at 2 hours 10 minutes, right on schedule. Trying to bank a little time on this first 16-mile lap while it's relatively cool out. This is the first time the race has ever started with temperatures in the 60s, usually at least high 70s at the start with mid 80% humidity. Humidity is not too bad right now. This afternoon's supposed to get up to mid upper 80s, so hopefully humidity doesn't get too bad. Hitting a couple sections where there's a nice little sea breeze coming in from the coast, because we're probably within 10 miles from the ocean down in Charleston. Feeling good. Hit 2 hours and decided to walk for a mile just to give the legs a break. Feeling good. See you at 15 miles. Heading back out on loop number 2. I'm down to the 50K. Got one more lap to go. Looking good. Good job. At first lap, 16.5 miles. I was just under 4 hours. Not looking for anything stupendous on this lap. Gonna be walking a lot more, I know. Gotta watch the route. Took 7 nosedives from Kicking Route. We'll see you at 20 miles. Okay, peace. Hitting 20 miles. Going over a little bridge. I think with the humidity, my right hamstring isn't firing right, so that I can shuffle around about a quarter mile, and then that'll tighten up. I'm getting plenty of electrolyte in, pretty much down the speed walking, and then shuffling a little bit. Once I get to the end of this trail, past the aid station, in 3 miles, then I'll hit the gravel roads and I can start running again. I think once I get a little bit of pace going, then that'll be better for my leg. Temperature's picked up. I'm sure it's low to mid 80s right now. Humidity's up there too, about the same, 80 to 85%, which isn't good for my hips, heavily arthritic hips now. It's like a sauna in parts of the trail right now. If it was just the heat, I'd be able to deal with it, but humidity is something else. We'll grind it out to the end of this lap and be good to go. All right, just past 23 miles, hit the aid station, filled up the bottles. Been drinking so much Sustain, fluids for calories. Decided to fill the bottles up this go round with water, plus my Element electrolyte. We'll still get that, and finally on the gravel road, so I can shuffle run these. My legs are, most of my right foot, that I have a leg drag problem later in races. That's the leg that I was paralyzed with back in the day after my first stroke, and then again from spinal surgery, from nerve damage. In my longer races, my right foot drags, and then my right leg at times decides not to work, so that's why I wipe out a lot. But now that I'm on the gravel roads, I can try and stretch the miles a little bit, gain some time back. Got 9 miles to go, and this race is over, but as warm as it's going to be right now, but probably low to mid 80s, but definitely hit some spots with heavy humidity. The New Balance Crush Foam X More Trails definitely are getting a workout. These are definitely going to have a good wash job tomorrow when I get home. Alright, first of two mud bugs. Getting a little muddy water. Unfortunately, you're going to go right through it. Oh, this stuff stinks. Alright, about a third of a mile to go. Get across the state highway right here. And then just about 0.2 miles across the street. Oh, this is a nice cold drink. Alright, all clear. Turning right at the arrow. Final stretch. Alright. Oh, what a day. The humidity killed me. When you got one lung, bad hips, 50% vision, yeah, life sucks, but you gotta push on. You gotta push yourself through tough things. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody else except yourself, to know that when you get in those tough times in life, you have the grit to push through. I learned that back in 2004 with stage 4 throat cancer. That was the worst of the worst. But hey, even though I was told I was going to die, I didn't give up. I kept pushing. It sucked. Almost 20 years later, I still have side effects, but I'm still going. All right, here we go. Final stretch, 100 yards. Try not to fall at the end here. Where I did the end of the first lap. All right, there we go. Good job, girls. Boom.
Now I'm gonna have to pay attention.